Some of my favorite affirmations for self-love and attracting love. Everything I desire desires me more. I don't chase, I attract. My heart is open to giving and receiving love. I am enough just as I am, deserving of love and respect. Love surrounds me, it is all around me. The more I love myself, the more love surrounds me. It is safe for me to be loved. I release any blockages holding me from receiving love. I invite in an abundance of love from all directions. Y'all, these are in the Miracle Journal. Some of my favorite affirmations for self-love and attracting love. Everything I desire desires me more. I don't chase, I attract. My heart is open to giving and receiving love. I am enough just as I am, deserving of love and respect. Love surrounds me, it is all around me. The more I love myself, the more love surrounds me. It is safe for me to be loved. I release any blockages holding me from receiving love. I invite an abundance of love from all. Y'all, these are in the Miracle Journal. Loving it so far.
Hello, hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome. Yay! Good evening and welcome to another Saturday evening. And today we have a different host. So I will hand over to our host for today. Our host for today is Ola Shola. Mama, you're welcome.
Yes, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Welcome to the Y.W.W.B initiative discussion platform where we talk about everything that has to do with the wholeness of the woman. Mama,
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm trying to bring in our host. So while I'm bringing in our host, I will also be reading her biography. Yes. So as our custom is, please, as soon as you join us, tell us where you are joining us from, so we can appreciate you. We thank everyone who has been a part of this discussion platform since inception. It's been so amazing. It's been a healing. So our host, thank you, Ma, for joining. Hello, sis.
Okay, now, Sister Blessing, how are you?
It's good
Fine.
to
Good
have you.
evening.
How are you?
I'm okay. Good evening, Mom.
Good evening,
Yeah,
Ma.
good evening. How are you?
Okay, so
It's
let me
nice
go.
seeing your face.
Thank you. Nice seeing you, Mom.
So this
Sorry about
evening on the
you.
Y.W.W.B discussion platform, we will be talking on the topic self-love as the key to flourishing relationship. What is self-love? Well, we'll go into it. But before then, we'd like to know more about our guest for tonight. Please pardon me without the glasses. Blessing Chejile is a seasoned career professional which spans of which spans over 15 years across human resources, customer service, and education. She's very passionate about supporting organizations in acquiring, developing, and utilizing its people resources to achieve set goals and objectives. As she believes that the people resource is the most important resource in achieving an organization's strategic objective. She has worked in several industrial sectors, which includes food manufacturing, telecommunication, and power generation organizations. Blessing holds a higher national diploma in mechanical engineering. When I saw it, I said, I don't know. I listen, I don't know. I had to go. I'm like, hey, this is book. Please forgive me, man. I was like, then BSc in education in business, and then she holds an MBA and most recently an MA in strategic people management and human resources. I know her as the human resource person. So when I saw the mechanical engineer, I said, you will love. She holds certifications in
You
human
don't
resources.
try.
Yes, which includes associate member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, and then professional in human resources international with Human Resource Education Institute, USA, associate member of the Chartered Women Institute of Personnel and Development, United Kingdom. She's also a lover of children and finds passion in educating and impacting them. This she does by supporting her family business, where they run an education institute known as Ethical Academy. She's a certified teacher with the Teachers Regulation Council Nigeria. Wow. She has periodically organized youth for teenagers in her community where she teaches them to discover themselves and overcome challenges that inhibit them from being the best they could be. Welcome, sis. Welcome so much. See, before we even continue, let us discuss this thing. I don't know. When I saw your book, I was like, mechanical engineer, and you are in education, you're a certified teacher. Hey, book is too much. You are a human resource person. Hey, and so both sides there, because you are the reserved person, you are the quiet person, you are not loud. So please this time around, let's be loud in it. Let's be loud in it. Let's be loud in
What are you louding?
I don't
Let's be loud in
understand.
our
let's
achievements,
be
Yeah,
Abby.
what I was
let's be
thinking.
loud in everything, please. It's very necessary.
Okay.
Welcome, ma.
Thank
So this evening,
you.
I am not the host for this month. Mommy is the host, so she will take over from me. I'm an observer.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome, my darling.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm good. And you know.
So since the usual, what we do is that you will talk on the topic then for 35 minutes, and like I said, then mommy will be the one to ask you questions and all that. So, and if there's any question from my end and from our online viewers, we also welcome. I want to welcome Henry Eze joining us from Abeokuta. I want to welcome Nigeria. I want to welcome Ruth Bella Ikide. Our speaker for next week is gonna be hot. Welcome, sis. Please, mommy. Oh, yeah, take over. I think mommy just left.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, so sorry. But sis, you can continue. Probably her network from her end. So on the topic, please shoot.
All right. So we're talking about self-love, which helps us to nourish
Yeah.
flourishing relationships. So when I saw this topic, I started thinking, it made me to go back and think about myself.
Hmm.
Ask myself, do I actually love myself? What was the process of identifying myself, loving myself? I know that as women, we engage in several relationships, be it our marriages, relationships, our family life, the social world, the corporate world, professional world. And so, how do we engage in relationships such that um, it impacts us positively and we also, impact the relationships positively?
Hmm.
And for me, I just thought about it. The only way that
Sorry. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm trying to. The volume is not loud. That's why. Are you hearing me?
Yes, mommy, she has started. She has started.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, let's go.
so the only way that you can be in relationships or you can engage relationships and then it positively impacts you and you impact the relationship is ensuring that you protect yourself, you come into the relationship as your authentic self, and to do that is loving yourself. So before I even delve into self-love, sometimes we really need to understand what flourishing relationship is all about, or it's flourishing relationship for me is a healthy relationship because we can either have a healthy relationship or a non-healthy relationship. Now, a healthy relationship is a relationship where you are yourself, your authentic self. You don't need to pretend. You don't need to get other people's validation to be yourself. Where you can air your opinion, where you can, say things as it is. That's what I call a healthy relationship. Not where you need to pretend, to be somebody else in order to succeed in that relationship. So that's a healthy relationship. While a non-healthy one is usually the toxic relationship. And then to be able to survive in a relationship, whether healthy or toxic, you need to love yourself. With that, you are able to create boundaries. So what's self-love? Self-love is when you accept yourself, with your uniqueness, your strength, when you also know your weaknesses. For me, that's self-love. And then you work in sync with your weaknesses. You understand your values, you understand your vision and your goals. And then you create boundaries such that, it's like looking out for yourself. It's not about being selfish, but really in human relationship, you also need to look out for yourself such that you're happy, both physically and mentally in a relationship. You don't feel drained in a relationship. So that's what self-love is all about. So for example, for me, when I in my teenage or growing up years, I would say I really didn't understand or identify myself. So I experienced a lot of issues when I started going to the different types of relationships we have in life. Then because of due to environmental factor, I I had kind of low self-esteem because the truth is that self love is made up of several things. You need to do your self-worth as a person. You need to um, know have self-awareness of who you are, understand your uniqueness. You need to discover yourself. You need to have self-value. So those things I really didn't have them when I was quite young as a teenager and growing up. So I really suffered in relationship. And
Yeah.
I'm not talking about relational relationships. I'm just
No,
talking
no, no,
about
no, no. About yeah, I understand. General now with
yeah,
schoolmates,
yeah,
friends.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I found out that I was living based on other people's opinion, not based on my own
Your
opinion.
own.
Yeah, just tossed here and there. You know, most times I come back home crying because this one would have said this about you. Maybe you're in a meeting and I'm unable to air my opinion because I'm afraid, to say that if I say this, what would they say? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Or you try to say something, people shut you down. I didn't love myself enough. Some people would, even if you're trying to make something intelligent, before you say something, somebody shuts you down, and sometimes in the process, I became afraid to even talk in meetings or open up to people because I was always afraid that they would shut me down, or I was afraid of failing. And failing is part of life. You need to fail and then stand up and move on.
Yeah.
So I now realize that I had issues. And in the process, I had people that maybe cheated me out of some things I should have achieved because I really didn't love myself. So, and even when I meet young people today, I keep trying to tell them that you need to what? Love yourself and then build a positive self-esteem because I know I had low self-esteem. So, how do you identify that you have, you know, you don't love yourself enough? You're always trying to
Okay.
please people in relationships. You're always trying to listen to other people's opinion about you. You don't really even have your own self-worth or self value. You tend to follow other people. I mean, wherever, if everybody's doing this way, you're going. In as much as you know that this is not the path I want to go, but you're just, you're just following what others are doing. You really don't, you don't have your vision, or you have your vision, but you can't even be assertive enough to go your own path. You just want to follow other people's paths. So, those are ways in which you find out that you don't love yourself.
Excuse me,
You're okay.
Yeah.
sorry, but can you move towards your right? We are not seeing, because the screen is like, yes, yes. Can you move? Yes,
Okay.
thank you, ma. Yes.
Okay.
Is it better?
No, no, move it again. Move it towards your,
Raise the,
yes,
maybe you raise the camera up.
yes.
Okay,
Oh, yes,
Fine. Yeah, it's better. Yeah,
better. Yes, yes,
it's
ma.
better.
Yes, yes.
oh, okay, all right. So those are ways I realized that I didn't even love myself. I wasn't confident. I couldn't air my opinion. Whatever anybody says in meetings or in relationships, okay, I follow you. Even if the party, right or wrong, I will just follow you. I wasn't assertive, I wasn't bold, I wasn't confident. And you know that if you continue this way, I mean, you can't go far in any relationship, whether corporate, whether relational, marital, you can't go far. In fact, you would end up, attracting toxic people. People will just come right on you and then they'll go away. So I sat down one day and asked myself, what is the issue? I mean, am I going to continue like this? And now, I was able to tell myself the truth that I needed to build my confidence. I needed to build my self-esteem. I needed to even love myself enough. You know, it got to a point. I remember then I was in a choir group then. I have friends. The same day, some people tell me, Blessing, you're very fast. Somebody will tell me, Blessing, you're very thin. Same day. And I used to
All
be
those
very
things.
bothered about all those opinions. So I now knew there was an issue and I needed to go back home and then think about how to go about it. And what did I do? I now, draw up a plan as to how to develop. I first identified that I didn't love myself enough. I was living
Yeah.
other people's lives, not me, not what I wanted. And then I had to sit down and draw up a plan as to how to, love myself and become better and even develop myself, identify my self-worth and self-value. Now, if you um, love yourself, what are the advantages of loving yourself? You would, be able to um, be yourself in any relationship, be your authentic self. You'll be able to air your opinion. You'll be confident. I mean, you work alongside your values. If you're in a relationship and you see that it doesn't align with your values, you can raise your head high and walk away. You
Yeah.
wouldn't anything toxicity around you. You're raising your
Yeah.
hand.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
are raising
We
your
are,
hand.
we are seeing half of your face. So maybe
How?
move it. The screen is divided into three.
Oh,
So
3 years.
yes. So we are seeing like mommy now. We are seeing mommy's face very well, but your face. No, move it again, ma'am.
Okay.
Please
So,
keep
like
moving
this.
it. I will tell you when we are seeing your face.
When is
So
okay?
move it. Move it to the opposite. Move it to your.
Eh-heh.
Yes. Don't move away from there. Stay like that. Okay, continue. I'm sorry. Okay, ma. Yes.
So, I just found out that I needed, to I can't remember my last line of thought, but I guess it's the advantages of
Yeah.
self-love. So you'll be able to work within your values. You work with people that align with where you're going to. You'll be able to create boundaries such that your mental health is not affected. You're not affected in any way. I mean, you're able to air your opinion. I mean, you're also becoming the best version of you because you need to be in relationships where you are becoming the best version of you. I mean, there's no point in being in a relationship where you're not becoming better by the day. A place where I am accepted the way I am. I mean, a place where I can fail and then stand up and move on. So that's what those are the advantages of self-love. The disadvantage, if you don't love yourself, you would always attract toxic people because they would want to ride on you. So it's very important to love yourself. So, like I said, when I now discovered that I didn't, love myself enough, what did I do? I drew up a map or a plan, and it takes time. It's not something that you can do almost immediately. I mean, it's a gradual process. So I drew up a plan, and first of all, I start with daily positive confession. Sometimes I could stand in the mirror. I'll tell myself, Blessing, you're unique, you're beautiful, you're wonderful. I mean, say good things to yourself, celebrate yourself. I would look at my achievements. Sometimes, in those periods that I experienced those issues I actually mentioned, I was actually succeeding in one way, but you never celebrate those things. All you're
Yeah.
seeing the negativities, your failures. I mean, how about celebrating your little wins?
Mm.
So those are the things I said, doing every day. I'll look at myself, I'll look at the little things I've done, I'll celebrate myself, I'll be happy. And I also learned not to allow people's opinion affect me. It's just their opinion. They are humans and humans are entitled to say what they can what they would say. Also, in listen to people's opinion. Yeah, I'll try to filter. Oh, this person's opinion. I go back, sit down. Oh, is this person actually right? You'd
Yeah.
actually try to check
Mhm.
actually if this person is right. And if it's right, I could try. I try to improve and listen to the person. If it's not, I just what it. I mean, take it off. I don't let it get to me. Um, Also, I play to my strength. First of all, I had to identify my strength, and my uniqueness. So I place, if I'm in any relationship and it's not, I don't, maybe you're telling me to do something and if it's not to my strength, or if it's not something I can try, I stay away. That's what I do. I also, positive self-talk. I'm somebody who knows when to walk away. I used to have some friends, I've met some people who you're relating with them and you realize that your lifestyle and their lifestyle
Mhm.
doesn't align.
Yes.
So I know when to walk away. If it's something that I cannot cope with, instead of pressuring myself, because really there is no competition. I'm not in competition with anybody. So I shouldn't, be in an environment where I have to keep up,
It's
try,
toxic.
to be up to date, maybe to impress. I don't want, competition. I'm not competing with anybody. I should be in competition with myself, not with somebody else. We are all running a race. We're all
Yes.
unique. God created us differently. So I need to be work, along my own pace and then on my own lane, you know, such that I still have my mental health and I'm happy with my own little progress. So for me, life isn't a competition. Also, um, when I fail, I go back to the drawing board. Oh, and I am sincere. I own up, saying that, oh, I failed at this thing. What would I have done better? So what I'm just saying is owning up to your failures. Because I notice people that don't really have self-love. Instead of sitting down and analyzing and identifying where they fail, they blame others for their failures. They're always ever blaming people. They're not ready to take responsibility, for their take responsibility, for whatever happened. Also, I've learned to be kind to myself, treat myself. I don't know if you can hear
Ma,
because there's a back.
are you playing something in your background?
No, I'm not
No, no,
playing.
no. Sorry, sorry. It's me.
Okay, mommy, please, can you help us mute your
Yes,
background?
yes, yes. It's me.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So also identify your values. Um, what do you believe in? Identify your values and ensure to work within your values. Be kind to yourself. Sometimes I just go out, take myself out, just be kind, be compassionate to yourself. It's part
Yes.
of
So,
loving yourself, you know. Sometimes I'll just, I may not have money for a particular thing, but I'll just try, try, try. Just go out, make yourself happy, be optimistic about life. Also, like I said, know that you're not in competition with anybody. So this is, how, but it took me a while. It took time for me to be able to get to um, this present level I am as per self-love. And I'm still a work in progress, you know, as per self-love. So these are some of the steps I took, in loving myself more. And it has actually paid off. I try to, in my relationships now, I'm able to voice out. I'm just myself. I'm not stressing myself, to be somebody else. So, I haven't talked about self love, the signs of self love. Um, I don't know if I've talked up to 30 minutes, but
they have not. They have not. Continue, please.
all
We have
right.
not
So
even spent 20 minutes at all.
I
So please, you still have time. You
oh
still
I
have
still
time.
have time. All right. So when you love yourself, you have a high tendency to attract healthy and fulfilling relationships. Like I explained what healthy and fulfilling relationships are. Relationships that aligns with your values. Also, I would also want to say that in as much as you love yourself, there's a thin line between loving yourself and then becoming proud or arrogant. So you should know, I mean, when it's self-love or I'm becoming proud. There are people that in relationships, they don't listen to other people. Yes, they love themselves. We said you're looking out for yourself, yes, but at the same time, it's tending to arrogance, pride. So you should know, how to balance both of them. So in ending, my talk while we're going to question and answer. Um, there was this quote I got across while trying to study for this discussion. The most painful thing is losing yourself in the process of valuing someone too much and forgetting that you are a speck too. So I there was this friend we were discussing back then, during my NYC days. There was this guy she was dating. Each time she goes to see the only thing he talks about is your fat. I mean, he
Um,
constantly belittling her. So when she was telling me, and it got to an extent that you know, she started drinking slimmy teas and all those things,
yeah.
just to look good to the guy. And she said even her mom used to, I was asking her that, why would you go to this extent for a human being like you? All because you want to please somebody. I mean, I could count uncountable things she told me about the guy. The guy sees and talks anyhow to her, brings her down. All he just, brings her down. And one day when we were discussing, and she kept on crying, I said, but do you realize that this guy doesn't love you? She said no, that there's something wrong with her. She needs to
Wow.
she needs to look good. She needs to. I said no, he doesn't love you. So in retrospect, now when Rosemary told me about this topic, I just thought about her and I like really she didn't love herself enough. Because the truth is, if she loved herself, whether you're fat or if one person is not accepting you the way in a relationship, you need to move on to somebody
Mm,
that accepts you. How long are you going to try to please a person? What are you going to do to how long are you going to keep up trying to adjust to somebody's wants, not your own wants?
mm,
So the most painful thing is losing yourself in the process of valuing somebody too much and forgetting that you are a speck too. Then Miles Moreau says the most important person for you to love is yourself. You cannot love people or love in a
okay.
relationship when you don't even love. You
Yes.
don't know how to love yourself. You need to love yourself first before you can love other people in
No.
relationship. So this is I have come to the end of, and I hope I've been able to say one or two things that's quite impactful. So
Wow. Wow.
thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much. That was short and that was awesome. Awesome. I've dropped it there that if anybody have questions, they should drop it for us. But all the same, having said all of that, I would like to chip it in by saying first and foremost, when you talk about self-love, what I have here is, let me just quickly read something that I penned down before the program started. When you talk about self-love, it's self-love allows individual to build a strong sense of self-worth, a strong sense of self-worth. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Can you please progress on that? How
Oh,
can you, how can one, you know, and have that kind of love for yourself, representing yourself, or how do I put it now? I don't know. But one thing I just wanted to buttress on is the fact that self-love allows individuals to build a strong self-worth, sense of self-worth. What can you say about that?
okay. Self-worth, like I mentioned earlier, self-love is made up of self-awareness, knowing yourself, self-worth, self-discovery. Now, for me, self-worth is like value. What value do you place on yourself?
Okay.
And I like people don't like to go for things that are readily accessible or readily. People like to go for things of value. Do you realize that people value things they pay for rather than if I continually give you a particular gift?
Hmm. Okay.
Sometimes, or let's say for instance, I give you a gift of some people would spend the money carelessly, but if they work for that money, do you know that they would spend it wisely? Is the
Yeah.
work and value they
Yeah.
attach to that
Yes.
thing. Also, like as a human being, you need to place self-worth or value on yourself because it's how you present yourself. It's how you. I've realized that how you see yourself is how people see you. How you
People
even
see.
treat yourself is
Yes.
how people treat you. So
Yes.
if you allow people think that they can just walk over you and move on, then that's how they will treat you. But if you're somebody of self-worth and somebody is proposing something that to you doesn't align with your values or thoughts, or you can stand up for yourself and say, oh boy, or whoever, team, I don't agree with you. And you can constructively state your opinion. And it's up to them. If they like, they accept. If they don't like, you can stand up and move on and leave
Okay.
them. Do you understand? So it's
Yeah.
like placing worth or value on yourself. So that's
Yeah.
what self
Okay.
is about. Yeah.
So then I have another thing. Do you know that in the process of you trying to make people, I mean, trying to love yourself for who you are, at a point you begin to set healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
what areas can you set in healthy boundaries in trying to make people understand that you love yourself? That is why you are doing that. How can you set healthy boundaries?
Hmm. That's a very big question. How do I set healthy boundaries? First of all, for me, setting healthy boundaries would mean that there's an alignment between I and the other persons in the team. And there are
Okay.
things I cannot take.
Yeah,
Maybe individuals
thank you.
talk to me, expectations from me. You set healthy boundaries. They know, with this person, oh, I cannot say this to her. I cannot do this to her. Do you understand? For me, those are
Yes.
setting healthy boundaries. Also, you yourself, knowing things you cannot do. Um, and I know this is not a Christian platform, but
No, no,
it's
no.
just
No,
No, it
please.
is not a religious platform.
sorry,
You
sorry,
must
not
be Christian.
um, platform. So it's just like the Bible saying that any iota of something that will lead you to sin, you run away from it. So you see
Mm,
something maybe will trigger a negative emotion in you, or that would make you react negatively or do things that is against your value. You set boundaries against those triggers. You don't even want
yeah.
those triggers to come up at all. You know,
Okay.
so, so that's just setting boundaries. And it starts
Okay.
with being aware of yourself, knowing your triggers, knowing your values and your boundaries, and you set it around yourself, and you allow your team members know what you can take and what you cannot.
Your limits. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine enough. But then you talked about your own self, how that you always feel bad when people talk down on you. You
Mm.
even don't want to take up or speak in public. Yes, those are the things. I also personally experienced those things while growing up, especially in secondary school. And you in secondary schools, my own secondary school was a public secondary school where you have a lot of bully. And
Yeah.
if you don't know how to how to defend yourself, you just realize that your self-esteem is rough or no, is amounts to nothing. You don't even have any iota of self-esteem or how you can really how do I say it now? How you can defend yourself out there. While I was growing up, I don't talk. So people rub so many things off on me, and when they bring it like that, I just accept it. But at a point, I felt agitating, and I just want to, I just want to be myself, and then let people know that no, you can't talk me down. Do you know that on that fateful day, we speak Yoruba naturally when there is no teacher around us. But when I was going to really defend myself, I started speaking English. And I think back then, I've been privileged to travel and return. So I started speaking, they laughed at me. But one thing that registered in their mind was the fact that no, I think at this point, this lady does not want, she's not taking nonsense from anybody. So how were you able to, speak for yourself and really, really um, confront people that no, you might be shy, you might not be able to express yourself, or you might be timid or somehow, but then when you are really going to get to that point or to that bus stop where you do not want anybody to just speak to you anyhow, when you got to that point where you just want to live up to your own expectation and take your life or your decision in your hands, what were the things that you did?
Okay.
Do you
Aside
understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
yeah. Aside the steps I talked about, like in order to personally grow in the self-love work, um, I would say even up to now, I still face these challenges, especially maybe as a professional. I think, like she said, I have this reserved look, you know. So some people may just be assuming, oh, she's so quiet. I'm really, truth be told, I may be patient. But the truth is, when it gets to the point that I need to speak up for myself, I will go to the person and tell the person, I don't like what you did, and don't do it some other time. So we have to just get to that point where you need to just speak up for yourself. And also, I would take more opportunities. I'm talking about that timid or being shy. If opportunities
Okay.
come my way, where I'm being given a role or something to do, I don't shy away. I
Okay.
take it
You
on,
take it up.
give it the best. You know, the worst that can happen is either you fail or is a no. But funny
Okay.
enough, I found that when I take it up, accolades come.
You do
So
it well.
yeah. Okay,
Okay.
yes,
You have
I
a
have
question.
I have a question, ma. Can
okay,
I ask?
okay.
Okay.
I want to say thank you so much, Sister Blessing. Sorry, we always we have used to it. Thank you,
Ah.
Blessing level for this. You know,
Only
it's not
yourself,
an easy thing
person.
to come and share about your personal, personal. Even from the way you are talking, is obvious to everyone that you are a calm person. Now, there's something about me by nature. See, I don't know. By nature, I'm loud. I'm
Mm-hmm.
loud. So even when I'm saying something that is not, people think I'm angry. So and I've had situation where it has actually, given the wrong impression about my person. So what I then tried to do was to, bring in a calm and persona, and this but it didn't last. It didn't last. So
It
so
won't
what I
last because it looks like you are acting or
yeah.
pretending.
So it didn't last because I don't know. But I kept seeing a lot of people. Even when you hear some say, "No, you're a woman. You're not supposed to be loud." Some women they just talk anyhow. They just say, "Hey, hey." Sometimes they say, "They mean they are talking about," But I also like got to understand that it is not about my voice. That you know. It is not about my voice for me, but about the way I actually make people feel. So, but I also found out that my voice has a way of making people of earning me respect. So there was the good side to it and there was the bad side to it. So now what I want to ask you is this. Because if I'm your friend, I've known you for a long time, and really, I'm like, this woman is too quiet for my. He's too quiet and reserved and all that. So now, going past now, in terms of, relationship, I'm not talking about how would I
Opposite
put that? In
sex.
terms of relationship, with the opposite sex and all
Opposite
that.
sex.
Yes. How has your persona, the kind of person that you are, affected it, and what are the advantages that your personality brought and the disadvantages that they brought? That's one of
Okay, your
my questions.
relationship, like love relationship,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, I think because of my persona, I tend to attract the opposite person, an opposite character to my personality.
Mm.
So, really, for me, in relationships, first of all, I would look at, okay, do our values align? And most importantly for me, is being myself. So if I'm in a relationship with you and you're not accepting me, you're always, I think I've dated someone that says, oh, you're too quiet. And I try to make the person, this is me. But when I need to state my opinion, I state it. You understand? So it's either
Mhm.
you're accepting me or you're not. And if you're not, I move on. It may be a bit difficult, but that, because the truth, I think that if it leads to marriage, is a lifetime thing, and I wouldn't want to find myself in something, I mean, that I would have a lifelong regret. So if from the beginning you have already started stating, oh, I don't like this about your personality, and really, honestly, I still go back. I do a honest soul search. Oh, what this person is saying, is it right? If it's something I can adjust. But the truth is that there are some attributes that you have that that's how you are, that you cannot change.
Mm.
So I have to accept myself. So you, if you truly love me, accept me for those things, the things I can become better at. I try to become better. But the things that, I mean, it's embedded in me, it's either you're accepting me or there's relationship.
Please,
Okay,
my
wait,
second question. My second
wait,
question. Okay,
wait.
now.
Sorry.
No, I wanted to ask my second question, then I will keep quiet.
No,
So,
no, hold
okay,
it, hold it. It will come.
okay.
So, as Blessing, please, I'd like you to talk more on this point. It's just a point because when she told me, I mean, when I realized that I have to take or do the hosting, I just kind of come up with an idea that okay, let me also have an idea of what you are going to be talking about today. I did little did I know that you are not even going to talk much, but I need to make you talk much because of what I also have on ground.
Okay.
So part of the things I jot down is talking about the fact that essentially loving yourself first
Mm.
empowers you to love others more deeply and effectively. Can you
Yeah.
talk a little more about that?
Okay, so there's a term that's called emotional intelligence. I don't know if you've heard of that word.
As I have,
So, emotional intelligence enables you to understand your emotions, why you act the way
yeah,
you act, okay?
okay,
And
yeah,
then when you are relating with people, you would understand why they behave the same, I mean, they react in a certain way. And then you accept them for who they are and find out how to relate with them. So, like,
okay,
you know, relating it back to what you are asking, if I know that, oh, a certain thing or a certain character from another person triggers me to be angry, when somebody is acting such way, I would relate to that. I won't become judgmental. I'll even empathize with that person, like, oh, if I were in that person's shoe, I would act the same way. So I would love the person, knowing that that's his character. And that's a thing that, is sort of a trigger, to me to have acted that way. So
okay,
that's why I'm saying that when you love yourself, you'll be able to love people, better. So, that's where
okay,
emotional intelligence comes to plays in. I don't know if you have
okay.
answered the question.
Yeah,
Okay. So
are
Rosemary,
you
your
true?
question. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
done.
So
okay.
she needs to give
Sister
me
Rose,
go ahead before I can ask my question.
Oh, okay.
yes, yes, yes. Sister Rose, you can ask a question.
Okay, mommy, sister Rose, beloved.
Sorry, 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 sorry.
Okay, so
Oh, sorry about that.
someone said in the question in the comment section that he would rather prefer you say self worth instead of self love, and I
Yes,
kind of see it as I'm trying to say that we're talking about self love here. There's a
love,
difference
yeah.
between in self love and self worth. Even though you have to realize your self worth, you understand now, to actually be able to shine your self love. Let me put it that way. That's the way I would see it. So we're talking about loving yourself. And when you were speaking, you said you need to be clear on the fact that you are not being you are
Are
not being proud, arrogant, or proud, which is what I actually agree with. But the thing is that um, how do you? For me, I have one funny behavior, and let me say it's funny. I'm saying funny behavior because people see it as funny. People see that as funny. Most times when I want to do something, you understand, and I'm sure and certain that I've gotten clarity. I know how I want to go about it and everything. And then you now come and try to want to, uh, you know, sways me away from that. Now, most times I may see it. I will see it as you disturbing the speed to which I'm going on. You understand what I'm saying now? And sometimes you might think that you are giving me advice, you are giving me counsel, but what you are trying to do is what to bring me back. You understand what I'm saying now? So will you say that that kind of behavior or expression is arrogance?
Okay.
Being arrogant.
Okay, no, I won't see it as arrogant, being, right. So let me also play this your scenario in another way. So you're working in a team, like a project team, right? And then you already have your timelines to achieve certain goals, right? Then, of course, constantly you're meeting with your team in meetings, and then you shared your goal, your vision, how to go about it. And then, but I also think that, I mean, for the team to work cohesively, you need to also hear other people's opinion. You already know the path you're going. I mean, you know the right track, but in leadership, there's what they call what's this form of leadership where the leaders try to hear every other person's opinion. At least give people an opportunity to air their opinion as per the project. So this person you're talking about, allow him to air his opinion. What I would do in that case, I mean, afterwards, call the person and say, okay, your opinion is fine, it's right, it's okay. I'm not saying it's right, it's okay, but this is, why I'm going to take this route. It's like bringing everybody to understand why we are taking this route. So it's not like as if I'm lauding my opinion, and there are situations in leadership you need to love your opinion. So it's just balancing everything so that the team will work cohesively. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Yes, I
Yes.
actually I appreciate that answer. So now for self-love, like I I for one believe that the way I love myself, the way I show that I actually love myself is in being happy and living in the moment. You understand what I'm saying now? Living in the moment is in the sense that I I don't postpone my joy. I don't postpone
Mm-hmm.
anything. I express, but I'm conscious of the fact that I don't want to hurt people. However, you cannot do without some people being hurt.
People.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Because people can just get angry for no reason. So now over the years, this kind of personality that I have and all that. I've had people tell me, okay, you do this too much. They show yourself too much. Oh, you do this too much. And only for me to now see that after so many years, the same people, the same people that have complained about this are now doing those things that they said that I'm
You
doing.
should not do.
Yes, that they said that it was too much and everything. So I believe that loving yourself is being confident in what you believe in, and in having being clear about what you believe and what you go for. But then I want to ask, I know how I develop stamina and stature to withstand such attack and everything. But can you help people understand how to hold their ground and have stamina when they are faced with criticism that is you jealousy based? I cannot talk about that. Thank you. That's the end of the topic.
Okay, so
Then
first of all,
sorry, before you answer the question, let me just add this comment so you add everything together. Someone wrote here, I believe that if criticizing do not come, we may not be able to know the areas to work on ourselves. So I don't know if you can match that with with our question.
okay, all right.
Yeah, yeah.
So first of all, I need us to understand that life is in phases and we are all growing. The most important is just know you and know who you are. And like you
Okay.
said, you live in the moment. I've had somebody then, maybe I think I was working in a salad then, so I was always posting pictures on Facebook. And I got to church one day and the person now said, you post pictures too much. Why? I was wondering,
What is
I'm just
that?
celebrating. The person now said, anyway, you need it because you are not married. In my mind, I was just thinking,
Wow.
marriage relates to posting pictures, but I just ignored it. But here I am today. I hardly post pictures. So life is in phases, life is in stages.
Yes.
The thing is, know yourself, celebrate yourself. Anyhow you want to celebrate. That's what we are talking about, self-love. Anyhow you feel like celebrating yourself, please go ahead. It's all about your happiness. I mean, we just have one life
Yeah.
to live. So why should I constantly live by people's opinions? Um, I remember then when I was younger, like I said, I was battling this issue, and I realized I was even more of a complainant because I was not happy. This one will say this one will say this one, and I would be ruminating, on it. I won't be happy. So I remember one sister in fellowship then. She called me. We're in the room. We stayed together. She now said, "Bless me, I'm not happy." That's how I started complaining about all these things. And she now said, "Bless me, do you know what I'll tell you? That only a dead man that they don't talk about. It's only
Yeah.
even today, dead people they talk about dead people.
Yes,
Don't
let's talk about the dead. Yes.
about you that you are alive. Why won't you be criticized? I mean,
You will.
criticize. You should be open to criticism. The only thing, the only thing is that I've developed a kind of thick skin whereby when you are criticizing me, like I said, I'll go back and sit down. I'll take the positive out of the criticism. You see the negative one, it goes through this
Straight
ear
away.
and I don't even let it sit in my heart because it will
Stay.
disturb me. So what I'm just trying to say is be you, do you, and at each phase of your life, anyhow you want to celebrate yourself, please go ahead and celebrate yourself. And please know that people would always criticize you.
Loud.
That's just the truth.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's just it.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Because there is no way, there is no how you can please people. You
Yeah.
cannot
So,
please everybody. But do you know what the Holy Bible, the Holy Book says? It says, if the way of a man is pleasing unto God, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. So why not just focus your attention on pleasing that man up there, and everybody will be aligned.
yeah.
Then another thing you have not really, because not everybody will understand you from the point where you are coming from. Not everybody
Yeah.
can, picture it the way you are saying it. I still want you to come down a little bit to really tell people and let them understand that, you see, this self-love we are talking about can be real, can be practiced. You can actually love yourself. And in the bit of loving yourself, you can also love others. Because see, if you don't love yourself, there's no way you will love others. There's no way you will even want to listen to what people are saying on the negative or on the positive. So I still want you to talk more about the fact that aside from criticism, aside from people biting, saying things about you, whether it is positive or negative, how people can really receive some things, some words, and not faith. Receive it and not collapse their ego and not collapse their self-esteem. No, they still have that love of themselves. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Okay, so for me, self-love, like I said, self-love is not just a feeling because I'm thinking people are feeling that it's a feeling. I love myself. But it's all about total acceptance of who you are.
Thank you.
Total
Yeah,
acceptance of who you are.
of who you
Identifying
are.
yourself. Everybody on earth created is unique. No two persons are
The
same.
same at
Everybody
all.
created on earth has their strengths, has their weaknesses, has their uniqueness.
Yes,
I mean, there is something special about you that God has created. And
yes,
to work in that part, you need to understand yourself. You need to understand, the lane. It's just like, what they're saying is walking in your own lane, not in
yes. Thank you.
competition. You
Thank you.
I notice a lot. We women, it's easy for us to compete with ourselves, and sometimes I'm just wondering what's all the competition. Today
I
this one is
wonder.
wearing,
I wonder. I don't know. I don't know where they are taking it to. I
yeah,
don't know whether that is why we are living.
Mm.
When there is a lot of things to be done,
you know.
you'll not be competing.
Because you see your mates, oh, she's very trim, she's looking this way, she's wearing this, and you don't have that capacity. I mean, you're competing, you're struggling, or you're in a relationship where you're not accepted, they want you to get to a particular level. And honestly, to yourself, you know that you're not at that level. I mean,
Yeah.
self will make you tell yourself the truth. I love myself too much. I mean,
Yes.
as
Thank
I'm
you.
not at this level, I'm not at this phase now. Everything will happen in its own time. So
Yeah.
that they accept me the way I am or I take a walk. That's what self love is all about. You understand your values,
Yes.
you understand where you are at this point in life, you understand your strength. There are some places you shouldn't be. Let me give
Yeah.
myself for example. It's just like somebody saying, listen, okay, you're in a meeting, let's go clubbing, partying. I'm not saying it's bad. In fact, some people have made fantastic relationships, from there. But it's not my person. If I go there, I won't thrive. Just
Mm.
just go there, look around what's happening. But it's not where I will be celebrated. And the truth is that in relationships, you need to be in relationships where you're celebrated.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You need to
Thank
be in
you.
relationship and
Yes.
for you to be celebrated, you need to be where your strengths are, in a place where your values align, their values align with you. So
Mm.
that's what love is all about. Knowing who you are and as well creating boundaries. Because the truth is if you don't create boundaries, sometimes it will affect your mental health. It will affect,
Mm.
if you have a low self-esteem, it will affect the way you see yourself. You think low of yourself. I mean, people will even be seeing the uniqueness in you, but you even think low of yourself. And it's how you present yourself. I mean, how you treat yourself that people will treat
Yeah.
you. So
Yes.
that's my answer to the question.
Okay. Now, if you are saying that people should place boundaries, people should just love themselves, and that when you are in an environment where you are not loved, I don't know what you said there. That when you are in an environment where you are not loved, is it that the
Separated.
person you should separate from?
Yeah,
Eh?
you would have tried your best. That's just the honest truth. And but the truth
Oh,
is, after trying your best, I mean, it's for your mental health, for
ah,
your it's just to
my
be
dear.
okay. You need to move on.
Okay, my dear. Please, can I come real? Can I just give you a little shocker?
Okay.
Please. What if you are married
Mm.
and in that marriage you are not appreciated, you are not loved?
Mm.
There's nothing you do that is that they will talk good of, or your spouse will talk good of and just like you and love you for that action. But everything you do is zero. Nothing good comes out of that opposite sex or that spouse. What do you do in a relationship? Mental health go crazy. Sorry. Please, what do you do?
So, first of all, please, disclaimer, I'm not yet married, so whatever I'm saying
Me, I
cannot.
wanted, I wanted to say something. No, but
Okay.
please go on, say blessing.
Okay, talk.
I'm not married yet, so but I have friends that honestly are in these situations, and when they talk, I really feel for them.
So what?
I mean,
Okay, what? Okay, how do you help them?
I will leave the advice. Me, I cannot say you should leave your husband, though. The one
Oh.
time, because so that tomorrow when you guys say to you, not say it's blessing that said you could.
But can I come in there? What I can, okay, at that point or at that junction, I just feel that whoever finds his or herself in such a situation, just find something that keeps you or makes you happy.
Yeah.
And anything happening around you will not get you.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what I feel I can say about that. Yeah, Sister Rose.
So mommy, but what I want to say about that, mommy, you said just find something that makes you, I agree with that. Why you are dealing
Happy
with
and
that process?
fulfilled.
Why you are
Yeah.
dealing with that process? Because really, what I find is that women, this is a woman. This now, women tend to lose themselves.
Sorry, Sister Rose. Sorry, let me quickly say something. Let me read
Okay,
this comment.
no problem, no
Ma'am,
problem.
I can relate. After you have tried your best for your mental health, take a walk.
Take a
Take
walk.
a walk to where?
Mhm.
Take a walk
Yes,
to where?
no.
If you are married, will you
Yes,
take a walk?
if you're married, no, man. If you don't, the thing is that even when that's the Lara that said that. I agree
Yes.
that you take a walk. Even if you are married, if it requires that you separate. I have friends who were married and they had to separate, and they came back. They were separated for about 6 years, 7 years. Some of them
Wow.
8 years. Yes, and then so sometimes one may need to go and learn.
Clear the
Either
ground.
of you need to go and learn and then reassess if you actually truly want to be in that marriage. Because really, it is not a funny thing, it's not a good thing for you to be
Yeah.
talked down at
Yeah,
in a marriage. In a relationship that you don't get married, don't send the person you waka. But in a marriage, for you to be talked down at, it is not a good thing. It is
yeah.
not a good
At
thing. It
all.
is not
The
healthy.
At
person will
all.
totally
So,
lost. The person
yes,
would, I mean, totally lost, self-esteem zero. I mean,
zero. Yes.
imagine, I mean, coming home where you're supposed to be celebrated and
Mhm.
then the person is talking down on you. You know what
Down.
the impact it has on the person.
Yes. So now, you are right. Thank you so much, Lavesi. Thank you, mommy. Now, what I now want to ask is that now you remember we just delved into the marriage aspect of it, where you spoke generally on relationship and all that. I think my question brought about the marriage side to it. Now, so my question now is this: how do you? Does it mean, somebody else, I think that's Mr. Henry, that's my husband, that said that is self-love selfish? And when you're doing self-love selfish, so I want to believe that maybe what he's trying to say is this: that when you are loving yourself, are you not, won't you somewhere along the line become selfish? I believe that sometimes you need to wake up and become selfish. I don't know. You need to wake up and become selfish. It might not be, if especially in family relationship, whether marriage or even with your parents and your siblings, you need to become selfish. However, the thing is that you need to understand where the kind of selfishness you need to have. That's what I believe in. No, I don't have a selfishness to the detriment that something huge will be lost. For example,
Mm.
the loss of life.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. Don't become selfish that, okay, someone needs your help and you are able to do it, and all in the name of self-love. They don't use me too much. They don't use me. You now withhold that thing and then results in loss of life, that because you would have helped. You understand what I'm saying? So, so my question now is this: um, is it, does self-love mean that you should not be sacrificing?
No. Okay, so I also want to talk a bit about this selfishness. So in my little work in this life,
Mm,
I used to be somebody, I can be very nice, oh. Maybe because I'm the first child of my family.
mm,
I, you know this mother thing. You're always looking out for people.
mhm.
So I think
Yeah.
when in external relationships, I started doing that. You're too nice. It got to a point that people were now taking advantage of that niceness.
Mm,
Do you
yeah.
If you love yourself, sometimes in life you need to be selfish. You need not selfish, like she said, to the detriment of other people. I mean, that is going to harm people. But sometimes you need to look out for yourself. That's just the truth about life.
Mm,
You need to actually look out for yourself. I mean, for you to even be alive, for you to stay, I mean, to achieve the purpose why God created you. Sometimes you need to look out for yourself. You can't be in a
mm,
toxic relationship and then you now say that I don't want to be selfish, and you stay there.
mm,
Or for example, we've had like um, Mrs. Olabisi was talking about some marital relationship where I mean you've tried and you see that some people have even lost their lives in the process, all because maybe they were not looking out for themselves.
Mm.
I mean, what stops you separating, taking a walk for some time so that everybody goes back and think?
Mm.
So I wouldn't call it selfishness. I would call it loving yourself enough to know when to take a walk.
Sorry,
That's
Mr. Blessing, just 1 second now.
okay.
Mommy, try to go out and come. I'm trying to add you, but it's not adding you because it's not you are not showing. I don't know if you can hear me, ma. Please, ma, go out and come into the program again. Thank you. Please continue, ma.
Okay, so I said self-love is all about loving yourself, to know when to take a walk
Mm.
after you've tried, your best.
Mm.
The honest truth is, human beings, we all look out for ourselves. I mean, that's what I've realized. Human beings, we are created selfish. So the truth is, to save yourself, your sanity, sometimes you need to be selfish and look out for yourself. That's what I think.
So, my sacrificing on.
Okay, please come again. Rephrase that question.
I said, does it mean that in the name of self-love,
Yeah,
you will
thank
not be
you.
sacrificing?
No, you would and there are positive sacrifices that you can make. There are sacrifices that you will make that would be at your own detriment. So if there are sacrifices that will take your life, should you still sit down there and say, okay, because I don't want to be seen as selfish, or I don't want to be seen as someone who loves herself? Wouldn't you save your life?
So if I have, let's say, I have money now. My money I just collected it from loan, and and I have what I want to use. If I'm just giving an example, and my family needs it or something like that, needs it, and then I will
Someone
not.
said, don't turn yourself to a sacrificial lamb.
I will not use
Man, this
that
generation. Okay.
sacrificing.
Oh.
Yes, okay. Like they said, don't. Yes, so if I and maybe my family knows that I have that money, I just borrowed and everything. You understand what I mean? Let me give you an example. How many years in 2014? Yeah, that's 11 years ago. I lost our first son, and during that period that he died, I just collected a loan. I just collected a loan from my place of work, and my brother died during that period. See, that loan, I did not use it for this thing. I used that for burial. For,
Wow.
yes, I used it
So
for
can
burial.
you
That
relate?
money.
Sorry, I want to ask you a
That's
question. Can you
sacrificial
relate
love. You just
this
make yourself a
situation?
sacrificial love.
This
You said,
situation,
uh,
I mean, this situation,
Just
does
make
it
yourself
relate to
sacrificial love.
self-love?
it's not.
Does it
Okay,
relate
so,
to self-love?
but I borrowed the money to take do something now.
Ah, but
Why can't I love myself enough? I have older ones, so
but
why
remember
can't
what
I? Mm,
there is what they call positive sacrifice, and
okay,
negative
that was
sacrifice.
positive, but I
Hold
have
on,
to pay the loan back.
hold on, I've not finished. Hold on. So you had elder ones. If at the point in time they couldn't provide means to bury, would you keep your brother's corpse and you have money? Would you be happy?
Why share?
So sometimes life, there are dynamics. This
Oh,
situation, in fact, you are trying to save your family from shame, because if you keep your brother's corpse and you have one loan, I don't know how you'll be happy though. Sometimes
Okay,
life
really?
so
is
now, so in a situation
Really?
whereby, when mommy already, in
Okay.
a situation whereby it is in a marriage, in marriage,
okay.
and you are the one that is always giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. You understand what I'm saying now? And then at the end of the day, you because most women now feel overwhelmed and overburdened with financial
Yeah.
responsibility and
Yeah.
everything. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying now? And then they now decide to bring them. They now say, okay, I can't do this anymore. But because of children, most continue to want to do it, or because of you understand what I'm saying now. And they even have situation where someone was telling me recently how she's frustrated because she sacrificed even for the children. She's not that she would have lived her life. I keep hearing stories like that, and it made me crazy. So she was trying to tell me that what can she do? I'm like, she sacrificed her life, and when she would have gone to further her this, to have gone to do this, that she used this for her her children, and then she this, she that. And that's what I said. Me, I told my children, as soon as they go, now they go. As now they go school, let me say they go. And I'm not going to, I'm not mothering, I'm not going to, I will be old and grey, and I will be a grandma. I'm not coming to sit down. I will go globetrotting. I'm globetrotting. See, ask my children, ask my husband is there. I said I'm globetrotting. Today I'm in Canada, tomorrow I'm in California. Even for that old age, swagger lambalo. So, but sometimes when women, when women, most women are not bold enough to say this or to actually hold on to this because they don't want to be seen as a woman
Selfish.
who is not submissive, who does not have marriage at this age, who does not. I've had to make a post and someone came to me and said, now what for you? And if you did not do this one, if you did not do this one, and I said, my sister, now me be that. Go ask the husband where they marry me. Now that is me for you. I don't pretend. You understand now? It might not work for you. It might not even be working for my husband. He might not be okay with it. But over the years, you understand now?
Yes, yeah.
He
You
has come to
understand.
realize that it's not that she's just pretending or being difficult. There's consistency in it. So now, how do women save themselves so that before, but we're around, mommy, I just come.
Yeah, we need to
Yeah,
round up. We need to
women
round
can
up.
think. How do women find self-love back in such situation? Because it's not the self-love again, and now frustration and hatred.
I understand that. Well, it's so unfortunate in our generation. We've had some men who are very comfortable um, sitting down while their wives are doing everything. I
Hmm.
mean, if you find yourself in such situation, there's a difference between a man has been providing and maybe life happens. Do you understand? I see
Yes.
the effort that you
Yes.
need to go and get something doing outside. You understand? It's just that life happens and it's, I mean, I don't think there's anything bad in the woman sacrificing. But when you know it's a lifelong thing, that this is how this person has been, I think sometimes you need to also look out for yourself and
Mm.
protect yourself because it could be very, very frustrating. There's a friend I know that is going through the same thing. From the day one of the marriage, she's been the provider, rent, everything in that house is her. The man
Mm.
is not willing to work. He's not willing. You understand? And rather, he brings problem. Even loans, she's paying. She's repaying things. So one
Loan.
Pay
day I
wire.
sat said, I now told her that, do you know you're an enabler? She now asked me how, and I said, you're enabling this man because he knows when he messes up,
Mm.
he will come back to you. You will, because he will
You
come
clean
back to
it
you.
up.
Shame. You would repay. Do it once that he won't. I mean, you find a way that he wouldn't. I mean, because he shouldn't mess up and then expect you as a woman. He's frustrating you. You are taking care of the children. You provide food. You do everything. You need to make him realize that sometimes you would not stand up for his shit. He should own up for his own shit.
Yeah.
In such
Yeah.
situations. So it depends
So
on the situation.
lastly, I now want to redirect the question. Okay, if it's now a relationship between a single lady and a single guy, they are not married yet, but
Okay.
then the guy is just there, no love, nothing, and this lady is putting in all her effort. One, maybe because of time. Oh, time is not on my side. I just have to get married. Please, I need you to share some things with the single ladies out there so that they can understand that, see, marriage is not everything. You can be single and be important. You can be single and you are doing exploits. You can be single and you are impacting life. So it's not everything. Everything should not be tied around you getting married. So that you will not, there are some ladies, the guy is already even beating them, manipulating them, and they still want to go ahead in the marriage. Please, can you say something for singles out there so that they can know
Okay.
their self-worth, so that they can know who they are, they can appreciate themselves. Because if you don't love yourself, I don't know, I don't think you can attract anybody loving you in return. Do you understand?
Now this is
So what
a
can you
big
say?
one. So what I would say first of all, marriage is a beautiful thing. I mean, when two people
I
come
know.
together and
Yes.
they get it right. It's a beautiful
Yes.
thing. But the truth is,
Yes.
I know, especially in Africa, we women, we are very concerned about our biological clock, the society, the family. But the truth is that you cannot see fire and enter fire. I know sometimes when we women, when we are in love, we tend not to see the negativities or the what
Yeah.
what would
Yes.
the
The red flags. You tend not to see the red
yes,
flags.
that's what we tend not to see the red flags. And I've realized that when you're in courtship or dating someone, whatever character the person is exhibiting now is going
Yeah.
to magnify it in marriage. Because
Thank you.
he or she has nothing to lose. The person has won you, the person has married you, you're in the house. The
Yeah.
character will magnify it 10 times. So if he's beating you and slapping you now, know that in
Mm.
that marriage, it will be more than that. So as
Yes.
a woman, yeah, marriage is beautiful, it's wonderful, but when you're seeing red flags, I think one needs to take caution because it's going to be worse than what you're seeing, at this point in time. So yeah, you are thinking of biological clock, but also think that marriage is lifelong. When you
Yeah.
get into it, for people that are
Yes.
Christian, we say no divorce, no. I mean, there's so many things around
Oh
it,
my God.
but the truth is that
This is the talk.
Ah.
you shouldn't
I
mortgage
don't
your
know.
you shouldn't mortgage your life for marriage. At the expense of your happiness. That's what I would think. I
I,
would say.
yeah, I
Okay.
don't run finish.
Mm. So if you see something
Okay.
is very real, if it's something you cannot cope with,
Thank you
you
so
run
much.
away.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your coming. I wish we
Thank you.
can continue, but we are fast. I mean, we are far behind our time. We are supposed to round up by 9, but we are, I think, 9:15 now, and we need to go. So,
Okay.
in conclusion, do you have any word for people out there, ladies out there, women, married, single, mature women? What's your last word for everybody before we call it a day?
In conclusion, the most important thing, like I said as a quote, or the most important person you should love is love yourself. Please look out for yourself. Identify your strengths, your weaknesses. Celebrate yourself at all times. You are wonderful. You're uniquely made. Celebrate your little wins while waiting for the big things you dream of. Life is in steps and in phases. So just keep, growing and developing yourself. Self-love actually is not something you get in a day. So it's a process and it's a phase. So you keep working to achieve it. So that's all to my beautiful women out there.
A
Okay,
question is
thank
coming
you
up.
so
Oh,
much.
a question is
What's
coming up about somebody being a pretender. Lara.
Yeah. Hey, hey. Like I just said that one. Oh. So I don't know, but please, blessing.
okay?
After now, I want you to answer that question on the platform so that people can go back to read it. Because if we continue, we might not we might not close on time. So please read the comments and answer. Yes, I'm a witness to that, and I can tell you that I've seen a person that pretended for years, and
Pastor,
after
yeah.
a particular years, the person now show up. His true color.
Hmm.
I know that. I know that. I can tell you that for free. So please, I need you to answer that question as we close and bid everybody bye-bye. Thank you all for watching. Everyone that joined us, we like to appreciate everybody. We love you. We thank you. So if you still have questions, just keep putting it there. Our host for today will go back and answer your questions, but we need to go. So thank you, Blessing. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Rosemary.
Rose, for
Thank
having
you so
me. I
much.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. I hope you have tried, and I hope
Bye.
everyone has learned and learned something today. So we look forward to seeing you again on Saturday next week. Please don't forget the time, the same time, 8 p.m. And it's going to be an amazing time online. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye everybody. Bye.